Hello and welcome back to a little update video. I've been asked several times, even in Liverpool city centre the other night, I was asked could I do an update on what happened with BENIDORM. If you're a frequent viewer to the channel, you will be fully aware that a couple of weeks ago I had items stolen out of my backpack. I was basically robbed in BENIDORM. So I'll give you a little bit of an update. For people who don't know what happened, I was in between hotels. That is the reason why I was carrying the items with me. So as you know, when I go away, I do normally 4 or 5 hotels in one journey. So I'd left a previous hotel and I was in transit between one hotel and the second hotel. That's why I had my backpack and my suitcase with me. Now, the incident happened roundabout. I'd just checked out just about 10 to 12 out of the hotel, and I'd literally only gone, 100 yards up the road when I come across the concrete stairs that I'm talking about. The incident happened on an area well known. It's the bridge over the roundabout by the pet shop, which is known nickname as Chicken Bridge. Right, people want to know exactly where this bridge is. This is it. It's called, nicknamed as Chicken Bridge. So I'll show you. I picked my bag up off my suitcase there, put it on my shoulder, and I went. Then I put my suitcase down and took my bag off my shoulder. And there are 2 sets of concrete stairs. Now, I'm going to do in between this talk, and I will be putting up some screenshots to let you know, or some videos. Now, people have said to me, where is it, so that we can avoid it. So, video's coming up now. Right, so there you go. So that's where it happened. It's on them stairs, coming down from the upper level to the lower level. And when I got to the bottom of the stairs, the bag was open and it was gone. So literally, I don't carry my backpack on my back. I always carry it on my case. Loads of people have told me don't carry it on the back. I know I wasn't carrying it. It was only because I'm trying to get down the stairs. I'm of a certain age now where I'm a bit wobbly sometimes on stairs. So I had to pick the case up and I had to put the backpack just on my shoulder quickly to get down them stairs. Literally happened within 10 seconds. Anyhow, that's done. So at the bottom of the stairs, when I realised it had gone, I checked all around. I went back up and checked the top of the stairs. I realised it had gone. I even phoned the hotel just to double check, even though I know quite well that it was in my backpack when I checked out, because I was looking at the passports and stuff in my backpack. So I knew I'd brought it out the hotel. But you know when you double check yourself. So I checked the hotel turned and said definitely wasn't there. Anyhow, so the next procedure was to get to my next destination. I'm in the middle of the streets. I've got no passports. I do know I'm going to another hotel. Little did I know, the nightmare was going to start. When I got to the next hotel, which was the Rialto, one of the Servi Group hotels, the receptionist, absolutely fabulous. Lisa, I keep saying this, I cannot thank anymore. She was absolutely fabulous, Lisa, and she even phoned the Jet2 rep, George, who came over to give me some advice. Lisa got straight on the phone. Now, this is the receptionist in a hotel. She didn't even know I was checking in. I was trying to check in the hotel, but I hadn't even mentioned that because I was just saying I've just had my stuff robbed out my backpack. And she said, what was it? I told her the passport, blah, 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 some money, and it was my UK bus pass. Anyhow, she gets onto the British Consulate straight away on the phone to find out what I need to do. And they said I had to fill in a form. So she said, do you mind if I start filling it in? So she fills it all in. And then she passes it over to me with the link and everything. And I had to make the payment. Now, the payment for an emergency document was £100 UK. So I had to make that payment there and then on the application form. So the advice is, if this happens to you anywhere in the world, now I'm only aiming at BENIDORM because it happened to me in BENIDORM, but this is probably going to be the very same procedure wherever you are on holiday or wherever you are when you have your passport stolen. Apply for your document straight away, because it's the time that it'll take for it to happen. Now, the problem was this happened to me on a Wednesday. I was flying back home first thing Saturday morning. So I literally only had 2 working days. Now, the consulate said it can take anything up to 3 working days. So that would have meant Monday. So I'm now thinking to myself, I've got to book another hotel. I've got to try and book maybe a hotel to put me through from the Saturday to the Monday or maybe even the Tuesday. Then I'd have lost the Ryanair flight. I would have had to rebook another flight. So this is all going through my head. Anyhow, the main thing was get that document filled in, make that payment, and put all the details in. They want a photograph. They want all your details, family names and everything. The usual things that you will fill in for a passport. Did that straight away online. And then I said, can I check in? She didn't even realise I was staying at the hotel. And she went, no, because you need a legal document to check into a hotel. No hotel will accept you in unless you have your passport or a driving license. You need something with your photographic details on. It had gone. So she asked the manager and they said, no, you can't do it. So I'm standing in a hotel that I'd booked that I couldn't go to. I couldn't stay in. The worst thing was my head was working overtime because I still had 2 more hotels to do, which was the Thursday and Friday night. And I still didn't have a document. So, meanwhile, I was trying to contact back home. I wasn't sure, but I had in the back of my mind that on one of the computers in the house that I've got, because I've got a couple of computers, that PCs, proper PCs, that I'm sure I copied my passport for some reason. So I'm trying to contact home for someone to come to the house and basically look through and find out if it was there. Meanwhile, I was told, meanwhile, I turned around and said to Lisa, this is Survey Group. I've stayed in the Calypso, which is one of the sister hotels. She said, fine, if I can get your details up, that's fine to book you into this hotel. So she gets up on the system and she found me. So straight away, that was fine for the Rialto. But the next 2 hotels were not part of the same group. So the advice was that I go to the police station. Now, on the way to the Rialto from when I had first been robbed, I went into the police station and basically they didn't want to know. The fact that I was wanting to make a report, I didn't have anything to prove who I was. So the documentation that they would have filled in would have been basically a waste of time because they were just taking my words for the information I was giving them. So I could have been anyone giving them information. So the police told me there and then that it would be pointless them doing a report. Anyhow, I was told to go back. So I went back and I made a report. Now, I was in the police station for 3 hours making this report. 3 hours waiting for that report. Now, this took me up to around about 7 o'clock at night. Getting tired now because I've been on this since 12. I actually, just before they came out with the full report, which as I say took 3 hours for me to have it all done, basically that would have helped to get me into the next hotel, stating that my passports had been robbed and this was my information. That's what they were doing. That's what I thought they were doing it for. Meanwhile, a copy of my passport was sent through to me from home. So that was a bonus. So I had that and the police report. They don't always accept copies, you see, because copies can be photoshopped. Because it's a copy doesn't necessarily mean it's your stuff. Anyone can mess around on the internet with it. But I had the police report to back me up for the next 2 hotels. As I was leaving the police station, a message came through from gov.co to state that my emergency documents were ready to pick up. That's fine. When you do get that, you're going to see on the screen now, you will get a link stating to click through. Now, it gives you an option of days when you can go and make an appointment. You have to make an appointment to go to the British Consulate. Now, this is where the problem was. I'm in Benidorm. The British Consulate is in Alicante. Why they haven't got one in Benidorm, I don't know. So I had to go online and make an appointment within those 15-minute slots. But the problem was I had to work out how I'm going to get from my hotel to Alicante. Now, I went on, made the 15-minute slot, giving me plenty of time in the morning to get to Alicante. Now, here's where the problem starts. There was two options, I was told by George. One is to get the bus to Alicante, which is a lot of messing around, or two, the tram. I don't know if the tram was easier or not, but the tram takes an hour and 20 minutes. I didn't know that I would be stopping at every single stop from Benidorm to Alicante, standing up 37 degrees for an hour and 20 minutes. Now, when I asked where is the tram, first of all, in Benidorm, it's not walking distance. Have a look. Here's the map showing you the distance from the hotel I was in to where the tram stop is. Now, as you can see, that's a bit of a distance to walk. Estimation round about an hour. So I jumped a taxi. In the taxi on the way there, it took 15-20 minutes with the traffic, really bad traffic, and it's a one-way system. Got there, missed the train, so I had to get the next connection, the next tram. And as I said, takes an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm at the tram station here in Benidorm. Now, I did ask if the hotel was far away. She said it wasn't that far away, but there's no way I could have walked it. Not in this heat. It would have took over an hour. So I've had to jump a taxi. Took about 15 minutes in a taxi. So if you do have to come to the station, depending on where you are in Benidorm, but I am the far end of Benidorm, so up towards the Crossway. So it's a good distance up to the tram station. So now I'm just waiting now for the Alicante tram. Alicante tram even. I'll give you an update when I get in Alicante, what I'm doing. I haven't got a clue, don't know where I'm going, I've just been given an address, so I'm hoping Google Maps will guide me from when I get off the tram or the train or whatever it is when I get off that in Alicante. The problem is, when you get into Alicante, again, you don't know where you're going. So up comes Google Maps and I'm trying to find the British Consulate. Well, that's again another 15-20 minutes away from the train station. I've got my phone looking at where I'm going on Google Maps. I actually get within 20 yards from what I think is the British Consulate. Do you know what? I know they have to have legal offices, but I think that this is absolutely ridiculous to put this office in the middle of Alicante, and I mean right in the busy town centre of Alicante. I would think the likes of Benidorm, it's huge. It's where most tourists go. You would think they'd have a sub-office in Benidorm. It took an hour and just over an hour and 20 minutes on the tram to get into Alicante, and then about another 10 minutes walk, and you're only given a 15-minute slot to get in and get your documents. If you're not there and you miss the slot, you have to rearrange it again. So if you've got public transport problems or you don't know where you're going, you could easily miss the slot. You have to select a 15-minute slot. I'm here, I'm literally around the corner now, and I've got about 15-20 minutes left to go before my 15-minute slot. But I think it's a bit ridiculous. Benidorm should have its own sub-office for the amount of tourists that go to Benidorm. Now, the problem was, when I actually get to where it's showing me on the Google Maps, I can't see any building. I can see shops. It's like a dual carriageway type of road. I can see shops, I can see cafes, I can see restaurants, I can see bars. I can't see anything that says the British Consulate. The reason for that is because it's a doorway with no signs. In fact, there is a sign, a tiny little sign on the wall which you would miss. So you're standing there, you know you're in the right position, you don't know where you're going. So please watch out. This is the doorway if you ever need to go to the British Consulate in Alicante. A tiny little sign on the wall. Otherwise, you'd miss it. Anyhow, again, I had to go up. A little bit of an interview. I get my temporary travel documents, which cost £100. Little did I know that that's one journey. So literally, it's that passport, as you can see, that will last for the one journey to get me home. Once I use it for that one journey, it will be taken off me. And when I arrived in John Lennon Airport back in Liverpool, it was taken off me. I wanted to keep it because it was a blue passport, and I thought it'd be a little bit of a souvenir of my journey. Um, Anyhow, that happened when I got back home. I was still a bit wary whether this was going to be accepted by Ryanair, but it was a passport. It wasn't a problem. They just, in fact, a couple of staff were quite made up because they'd never seen one before. So, in a way, that was good because I got that on the second day. So I had a copy of my old passport, I had the travel documents, and I had the police um, declaration, which was ideal for the next two hotels. So I never had a problem booking in. But I really thought at one time, if I didn't get all this information, I'm going to be walking the streets for 3 nights because I can't really book into a hotel. That was going through my mind because it's against the Spanish law to check anybody in without photographic ID to a hotel. Um, so I had all the documents. Thank God, when I got to the airport, everything was fine, even though there was a strike on at Alicante Airport. Um, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, to be honest with you, you wouldn't really know that there was a strike on. They seem to process people quickly in Alicante Airport. Anyhow, that was the journey to Alicante. But then I had that same journey back, which was finding the train station, an hour and 20 minutes on the tram. And then when I come out of um, the tram station in Benidorm, everybody was emptying off the tram, which meant there was no taxis. So I stood around for about 10 minutes. I tried to order one. In the end, I ended up walking from the tram station all the way into the old town, which took about half an hour. And it was sweltering. But there was no other option because there was no taxis around at the tram station. It is a good way out from Benidorm. Once I got back home, I had to then start the process of getting my proper passport replaced. Uh, and I was on a time limit again. So I ordered a brand new passport once I got back home, but I had to do that for a 7 day because I go to Tenerife next week. So I was sort of like, a passport takes 2 to 3 weeks to come through. Sorry, approximately 3 weeks, they say. I haven't got 3 weeks' time before I travel again, so I had to order another passport. Now, with the original passport that I got stolen, that was only 8 months old, and 11 of those pages were filled with stamps. So, reordering this one, I ordered the bigger passport, which is a 55-page one. £178.50 for a passport to get it done within 7 days. So basically, it's cost nearly £300, probably more than £300. Plus, I lost £210. Plus, I had to go and get a new bus pass. Do you know what? At the time, I was thinking, why didn't you just take the money and give me the passport back? They can't do nothing with the passport. The police said that. The hotel said that. The consulate said that. It's been cancelled. All they'll do with it is throw it down a grid, in a bin, over a wall, anything. They'll just get rid of it. So it's the inconvenience. So please, please, please make sure, I've been to Benidorm 47 years now. I've been going 114, 16 times, something like that. It's not just Benidorm, it's everywhere. But what I'm saying to you is, please, please be careful with your passports, especially because you don't realise what's involved. I've spoke to a friend who this happened to them in Florida, and they had to travel to Miami. They had to hire a car and travel for 6 hours to Miami to get a replacement passport. It's the inconvenience. It's not just round the corner. These consulates are not just round the corner, especially for me. The first day took over 7 hours sorting out with the police station and everything else to get into a hotel. And the second day to pick up the document took me another 6 hours, 6.5 hours, something like that, backwards and forwards. The thing I do need to say now is I've got to thank everybody. Everybody who sent all the messages, From the moment it happened, my phone was going constantly with messages on YouTube of support, people shocked, people donating, people buying me a coffee. I have to say a massive, massive, massive thank you to the viewers for all the support. It's just been overwhelming. I have had the bad ones, by the way. Apparently, I got a message. Do you know what? I hit the user which deletes the message. I can't get it back. I wish I could have got it back because I'd have put it up on the screen. But it was something along the lines that this was an elaborate plan to just get some money. I made all this up. The whole lot of it. I haven't done any of this. I haven't been anywhere. I have just made it all up. And it's basically just to, what did you call it? Web begging. That's what it's called. Web begging, they said in the message. So I'm begging for money. I wish it was that easy. I wish that, to be honest with you, begging for money, it's cost me a lot more. Trust me, a hell of a lot more. So I'm not doing it quite right. But thank you anyhow for the donations and for the support that I've had off everybody. It's unbelievable. Somebody even sent me a message. Get on this one, you'll love this before I go. Someone sent me a message saying that the document was not robbed, it was misplaced. And they have CCTV. Too many C's there, wasn't it? They have CCTV footage to prove that my document wasn't robbed, that I had misplaced it. I'm still trying to work that one out. So if I misplaced it and they have CCTV footage of it, well, tell me where it is. And then I'll be able to get me £210 back, won't I? Because it'll be with the passport. There are some strange people in this world. But thank you to everybody. Again, thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much for the support of the channel. It is growing. It's an episode. People said to me, I've had loads of messages saying, Paul, please, please don't give up. Don't give the channel up. Please don't let them win. Well, that hadn't even crossed my mind, to be honest with you. So the thought of giving the channel up, because I like to travel and a lot of people like what I do. Okay, you get the people who don't like it, but then again, everyone's different. So it never crossed my mind to give up, but I think a few people were a bit wary that I was going to just say, that's the end of it, can't put up with all this. It's stressful. Trust me, it's very stressful. I'd be lying if it wasn't, because you don't know what's next. You don't know how it's going to work. And it was snowballing into, would I have to rebook another hotel, more hotels? Would I have to try and rebook flights? And then I thought, we're going into thousands of pounds to book a flight at the last minute, to book 3 more hotels right in the middle of August. We're talking probably another £600-700 on top of what I've already lost. So we're over £1,000. Thank God that never happened. And the British Consulate was very quick. 3-4 hours and the document was ready for me to pick up. Anyhow, I'm going to move on now. I hope this does help people. I hope that you get a bit of education out of this and you'll see what you have to do if it happens to you. Unfortunately, messages have come through where people have had items stolen on the same steps. So just be very, very cautious around them steps. I'm not saying it's a really bad area. What I'm saying is it seems to be a target area. So just be careful around them steps. I'm moving on. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it, of course. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. And bye for now. Loads of people have asked to show the area where it happened. There's a pet shop across the road, and then there's what's known as Chicken Bridge, and there the stairs. So be very careful coming down here.